Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do some tracking with the camera tracker. I had done a tutorial with some animated figures in the backyard and used the camera tracker to do that. And I got lucky enough, well unlucky enough, I did not have to delete any trackers. And somebody called me out on that and I figured I would redo it. And I had done this one several times now, and every time it is above the 1 mark, and you want to get it below the 1 mark, which I wasn't able to show that in the last tutorial, so I figured I would do this today. I'm going to put my name back behind these 2 big trees in my backyard here. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to use the magic mask. So I'm on the studio version. If you have the free version, you can use a polygon and you can mask the trees out the old-fashioned way. This pans quite a bit. This is the video that I slowed way down for another tutorial I done, showing how to make your video slow motion. First thing we're going to do is make a copy of that and drag it up. So hold the Alt key down. And then we'll disable that track and go to Fusion. With the media end node selected, hit Shift Spacebar. Type in camera tracker. I already have it there from getting this ready. Make sure your playhead's at frame 0. I do the camera tracker a little different. Now make sure the camera tracker is selected and you're at frame 0. And in the inspector, you'll see auto track, select that. And the only thing you should be seeing is your playhead running down the timeline. And when it gets to the other end, you won't see anything on any tracking marks on your timeline yet. And then go to Solve, select it, then come down and hit Solve. And apparently Resolve will solve whatever it's solving. It can take a little while. Sometimes it'll stay right at 99 for a little while, but just wait it out. Okay, that was quick. And we are very high on the average solve error, which I was hoping that would happen. Right above my cursor, it is 2.1840. We want to get that below 1. A couple ways of doing it. We have this maximum track error and maximum solve error. You only want to go a little bit at a time. Down here it says 0 of 1194. The 1194 sounds low, but it's not. So we're going to take this minimum track error and we're going to slide it just a little bit to the right. By default, it's on 0.15. Once you move it, you'll see where the 0 was. I got 216 selected. Then we can go to the left with the maximum solve error. It's at 252. We don't want to go too much because if we take too many out, then it won't work either. I'm going to go right here and hit delete. And then back up here and solve again. Okay. Now we're all the way down to 0.2851 if I'm looking at it correctly, or 2871 or 21. This on my TV, it's a little ways away from me. Kind of hard to see way up there, but I know we're well within the range now. Hopefully we didn't take too many out of there. Take your playhead to the middle. We're going to put the text behind these trees right here. So now we want to go in the inspector and hit export. You're going to want to just go right to this export button and hit that. Don't do that. You want to select that 3D scene transform. And then go over in your monitor and select an area where you want to put the text. Then go back to the inspector and select unalign. Go down here and hit set from selection. And right here, same thing, set from selection. And then go up here and hit aligned. Now we can go up and hit that export button. And you'll see down here in the node grid that there is some bunch of nodes that just showed up. We don't need all of these because we're not putting any objects in the backyard, meaning any animated objects or anything. So we can get rid of the point cloud and a ground plane. Connect that into there. The camera tracker, you can get rid of it if you want, or you can leave it because of the way I have it connected. I always just leave it. All the data from this camera tracker is now in this node right here, the camera node. Now we want to select the merge and select the 3D text node. And then put the text you're liking in. I'm just putting my last name in there. And for some reason, it always shows up in some weird angle, laying down flat. So we'll go to transform. You can see it right back here. Go back to the text node. Or I'm sorry, the text tab. Back to the transform tab. If you don't already know, if you hold down the Alt key and then you just scroll this by the number, it will go 1 or 2 numbers at a time, not 10. We'll go something like that. We're going to add a little bit of girth to it because this is 3D text. So come down here to excursion. Under excursion depth, we're going to add just a little bit. I'm going to start out with a lot actually until I get it leveled off. It's hard to tell. See how it's tipped up? We'll come back to that in a minute. And you see, I just, under rotation X value, I just rotated that to where it looks more level. Back to the text tab. Take some of that excursion way down. We don't need it that thick. And under the bevel depth and the bevel width, we're going to raise that just a little bit to round the edges a little. Like 0.0063 is a good spot on both of them. Okay, I think that looks good for now. Now we'll go back up in the edit page. And we'll turn track 2 back on. Now you see the text is gone. Now we'll go down to the color tab. We're going to make sure the magic mask is selected. I'll kind of go over some of these controls in case you don't know. You can select an object or a person. We're going to do an object because we're not doing a person. If you have a good enough computer, you can use better, because better is always better. And then you have faster. It's not so hard on a computer. I'm going to select better. You have a mask overlay button here. And you have an invert button. A plus stopper. Minus stopper. Or picker, if that's what you want to call them. We want the plus. You want to make sure your picker is selected over here. Mine is. We want the text to be behind them 3 objects. I am in the middle of the timeline, because if I go all the way to the beginning or the end, I won't be able to see both trees at the same time. And if you're in the middle, this 2 arrows is track forward and backward. This here would be tracked backward if you're at the end. And this here would be tracked forward if you're at the beginning. So I'm going to hit track forward and backward and let it go. Okay. We have a green check arrow. It's an indicator it should be a good track. Go right up here, right click. Go down to add alpha output. It'll put this little blue dot right here. You want to connect them together. Go back to the edit page. And if you look now, our text is behind everything. Now we'll go back down and we'll put color on it. We have to disable it, or you won't see all the nodes. These won't be here. You won't see them if you don't disable track 2. I'm going to go up to the shading tab right here. I'm going to take the opacity down just a little bit because it looks a little bit too unrealistic. Somewhere between 0.8 or 0.8.5 or 8.85, I'm sorry. Back to the edit and turn track 2 back on. It's a little high, so we're going to go back down and lower it. Again, shut that off. Track 2. Select the text 3D node. and it was under translation, y-axis. I lowered it down a little bit. Back to the edit page and turn track 2 back on. We'll let it render out and we'll give it a play. We'll see how well it tracks. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.